Well, good evening and or good morning, student traders right around the world. What I'm going to do for you in this Tuesday afternoon market recap is take a look at the three US indices, followed by our individual top 12 trade lists. Now, a lot of these individual trades have actually triggered this week, which is fantastic, and the majority of those are extremely profitable. So I'm very proud and happy to bring this additional sort of information and midweek market update to you. But before we get into that individual trade analysis, let's just have a recap at the Dow Jones Industrial Average, the Nasdaq, and also the S&P 500. So really this week, we haven't done a whole too lot in the larger sort of grand scheme of things. This is Monday and Tuesday's candlestick sessions. This is a daily time frame. And as you can see on Monday, what we essentially established anyway was what we call a spinning top candlestick, really just reflecting that indecision taking place in the market. As we hang out here in between these two range bound levels, we have our resistance level up here about 16,500. We also have a very strong support level down here about 16,125 or 16,112 to be more accurate. At the moment, we're very neutral on the overall markets. This market can go either one of two directions. Either we're going to break out above resistance, which is all up here, or in fact, we're going to roll over and break down below these old swing lows and these old support levels. And really the trigger to get in is around 16,014 points on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. Again, I do not have any directional bias. It doesn't really bother me which way this market decides to move. But my hunch is telling me that this market wants to break out and it wants to trend. The reason I'm saying this is because both the S&P 500, as you can see here, and also the Nasdaq are at all-time highs, or at least multi-year highs, when we're more so talking about the Nasdaq. But what we'll do to begin with anyway is have a look at the S&P 500. And what we have here is a little bit of a consolidation zone taking place at the all-time high. You can see that we've broken out, we've retested old resistance as new support, and we're simply just hanging out here. Now, this isn't a textbook, say for instance, bull flag or a little bit of a pennant or even a stair-step pattern. It is quite messy. It is a little bit of a chop fest at the moment. So really the trigger needs to be about 1,889 to the bullish side, all right? That's where the bullish trigger is going to take place. However, again, if the S&P decides to sell off and break below what this could be a double top here, then 1,828 is really good bearish entry, taking us down to the old swing lows established in February 2014. What I'd also like to do is just take a quick look at the Nasdaq. Now, the Nasdaq is looking the most weakest out of the three US indices. Again, that translates through to a lot of our top or to the tech companies which are in our top 12 list, which we're talking about. For instance, Apple, Amazon, Baidu. We've got Google. We also have Netflix. They're really the big plays in the technology list, which are really sort of weighing down on this bearish move here on the Nasdaq. So we did have a 4,213 bearish trigger, but what we did say over the weekend in Pivot Point Pro was that this is only an arbitrary trigger. It's not something that we're going to be placing any directional ETF trades on the Qs, unless of course the Dow Jones Industrial Average and also the S&P follow suit and break down. This is not the case. You can see that according to all three markets, they're not in agreement at the moment. You've got some which appear to be breaking down like the Nasdaq. You've got others which are holding quite well like the Dow Jones Industrial Average and also the S&P. So at the moment, it's really a game of wait and see. These markets again are set to move either bullish or bearish. It's just a matter of time until we get those clear directional breaks, which I do believe are coming later this week, or at least, or sorry, what I should say is finally next week. That is the week that I do believe we will break out and really set us up for the month of April 2014. Let's have a look at some individual trade lists or trade stocks now that we set up over Pivot Point Pro. First of all, we've got Apple here. Two bullish triggers, 540.90 and 552.50. This is really based on the fact that we are in what we call a Bollinger Band squeeze, and what appears to be happening at the moment anyway is that we're starting, let me just bring that picture back up, is that we're starting to break out. You can see we're trading up here just shy of $545. So quick $5 of intrinsic value on either those mini options or the full standard contracts, options contracts, deciding on obviously what you wanted to trade. But it's a really nice move. This could be the kickstart of a new bullish swing move higher. We'll simply see on Apple. It's a good trade anyway to begin the week with. We also had Amazon bearish. As you can see, if I zoom in on the detail, we had a 359 bearish trigger, also a re-entry at 357.30. Ultimate target is down here at 344.80. We are very close to triggering the lows of these two candlesticks, at least for Mondays and Tuesdays. Candle stick. The lows were 348.60 and then 348.84. So very, very close to one another. And it's only a matter of time until we get down to the support level where we can start exiting out of our put contracts on Amazon. Again, 2 from 2. to start the week off. AXP, nothing has happened so far. Baidu, again, this is 3 from 3, breaking down below 163.47, almost at our target down here at 152.78. Again, if you're in the trade, just lower your stop, lock in that profit, all right, and just make sure and guarantee that you have a winning trade. That is 3 from 3. Here is the fourth trade which has happened this week. This is Caterpillar. Now, Caterpillar is also in some form of a tight volatility squeeze. We have two bidirectional triggers set up, one at 94, one at 98.89. The 98.89 did trigger today, and you should be in this trading this trading position anyway if you set it up over the weekend. I, for one, am definitely in this trade. It is marginally losing by a matter of cents at the moment. That's fine. Good volume coming into Caterpillar. We are bouncing off those exponentials. We have rested really nicely back into those exponentials. You can see that we're getting all of the bullish crosses. RSI, the stochastics, and the MACD are all about to give us buy signals, and this is what's most important. The ADX has turned up, saying that it likes the breakout, and the signal line of the CCI is definitely breaking above that buy line. So Caterpillar may be, again, beginning to break out. If you're not in the trade, bring your entry up to just shy of $100 a share. Because any continuation higher is a really good buying opportunity on Caterpillar. FAS moving sideways, not a lot to talk about. Google very close to breaking down. We have a trigger here, a bearish trigger, 1,144. 2 days, Mondays and Tuesdays trading session, we've come very close to triggering, so keep that on your watch list. Very close. HD, nothing really to talk about. It's just hanging out just above the gap. JPM technically should be in this from last week. That's 5 from 5, I do believe, which is fantastic. 5 from 5 trades, hitting them out of the ballpark. Let's move on to Netflix. This makes it 6 out of 6. We spoke about this in great detail over the weekend, and we spoke about the potential of having an entry set up just about or around at $400 here. As you can see, we've had a quick sell-off down to support, and this is the open window. So expect Netflix to hold out here and really just consolidate sideways. In about a week's time, check back on the price action and then set up the bullish and bearish trade setup on Netflix. I will address that in next week's Pivot Point Pro. That is 6 from 6. Unreal trade analysis. Starbucks, again, beginning to break down. I've been speaking about this 73.23 entry for a long time now. We may trigger this also, depending on what the Nasdaq does overall. So I'm very excited about this 73.23 entry down to $70.06 a share. Finally, to finish with anyway, we've got XOM. Now, XOM hasn't really done too much. We've got two triggers set up, 92.90, and I did expect this to trigger by now. It hasn't. That's okay. But I also have this bullish trigger up here at 97.53. So we're just sitting tight on XOM. But for the most part anyway, this week has been exceptional so far. It is only a Tuesday afternoon. We still have another 3 more trading sessions for the week ahead, so anything can happen. We may be triggered into additional shares. The shares that we are triggered into can still move in our favor. So all in all, it's a very profitable week. It is a fantastic week of trading, and it's something to be proud of if you come through Pivot Point Pro and you're setting these trades up for yourself and seeing the benefits of going through and learning the actual analysis and education to learning how to trade the market. So all the best, everyone. I will see you during the week. I'll probably do a market update tomorrow, depending on if we get a clear directional break in the market. If not, however, just update and manage your shares. Do it wisely, go through your trading conditioning, and you'll set yourself up for success. All the best, everyone. Goodbye.